Hello everyone, as with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $1.92. And right now, there is not a lot of price movement on XRP. You could see it even better on the 1 week. Here's where we hit that low at $1.87. And since then, we set a little bit higher low here and then another higher low. But are we going to continue upward? It all comes down to what happens over the next 24 hours. I keep seeing people saying this weekend's going to be huge for Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin pops off, then the rest of the market is going to pop off with it. But right now, XRP is just going sideways. And I'm waiting for that breakout to begin. You know, I'm always so optimistic and positive when it comes to XRP because I know what this cryptocurrency is capable of. I'm just waiting for it to happen. And look at Bitcoin sitting just under 90K. But like I said, I see all these Bitcoin maxis all of a sudden saying that something big is coming for Bitcoin this weekend. But you know, we hear that every single weekend. Remember, last weekend was supposed to be big for crypto, and nothing really happened. In fact, we came into Monday morning and started dumping out. So let's see where we go over the next 24 to 48 hours. It also depends on what happens with the price of gold. If gold drops, we're going to see crypto rise. Every major crypto bull market starts the same way. Gold runs first, then Bitcoin, then alts outperform everything. 2017, gold to Bitcoin to alts. 2021, gold to Bitcoin to alts. Gold is still running. Crypto hasn't even started. We know what happens next. And that's why everybody's watching gold right now. They're even writing articles about it. Gold versus XRP chart now cooking as it targets slip from accumulation to expansion. And once you see gold start dropping in price, this chart is going to change very quick. And we're going to start to see crypto really start to break out. But when is it going to happen? Nobody knows because we need to see where gold goes from here. But this happens in every single cycle. This cycle, though, has been the longest cycle ever. Every time it looked great, something happened. Data shows 45% of XRP wallets hold less than 100 XRP. So market data shows that nearly 50% of all XRP wallets hold less than 100 XRP, confirming room for more adoption. And I think it's like that because a lot of new investors just got into this space recently. And everybody's telling you, you need to have 10,000 XRP. You need to have 20,000 XRP. But 10,000 XRP now costs $20,000 almost. So what retail investor is walking into this space with 20 grand? Most likely, people are just buying whatever they could afford to buy right now because they want to make money off of their money. And you're not too late to XRP. I see people setting that narrative also. Oh, you're way too late to XRP. Start looking at something else. Listen, XRP is dirt cheap right now. It should already be sitting above $10. But here we are still sitting under $2. And I'm telling you, once it breaks out, there's going to be so many people with a lot of regrets in this space. People that every single day want to sell their XRP. Everybody's already headed out the door because they're frustrated because XRP goes sideways for long periods of time. But then as soon as it breaks out, everybody has to have it. Just stay invested. You don't lose anything unless you sell. And I thought this was a great post coming from Dom Kwok over at Easy A. For your information, I did not go gray at the age of 30 for XRP to be worth any less than $1,000 by 2030. Honestly, if I had to put a timeline on a 4-digit XRP, I think it happens before 2028. Everybody out there is expecting it to happen after 2030 or in 2029, right before we roll over into 2030. I think it's going to happen sooner, and it's going to take a lot of people by surprise when it happens. But I thought that was a great post. Closed, end of the week, low volume day. Come back stronger next week. Have a good weekend. So we still managed to see $15.54 million in inflows into the XRP ETFs. And even though we might have a day like this, other days we're close to 40 or even above $40 million in inflows. So we're still on track with that $20 million per day. And Grok thinks that's going to get us to scarcity sometime between February and April. If that's going to happen, all of a sudden, all those price predictions you had for XRP, they all go out the window. We don't know how high XRP will go. Huge news for XRP holders. ARK Invest new ETF filing spotlights XRP with a massive 19.88% weighting, second only to ETH. This is institutional validation at its finest, proving XRP's dominance in payments and cross-border tech. And you see it right here. And we're going to have more ETF filings throughout 2026 as well. Here's another one. Interesting. If approved, XRP is part of the CoinDesk 20, meaning institutional ETF exposure by default. Based on current index weightings, XRP would likely represent 2 to 3% of the fund allocation. But it doesn't matter. Any allocation is good because it takes XRP out of circulation. And the more that comes out of circulation, that's how we get to scarcity. When news comes out that BlackRock has filed the XRP ETF and the U.S. Fed will use XRP to lower debt, you will be too late. People are still speculating on this BlackRock spot XRP ETF. I'm not sure it's coming. Honestly, I think BlackRock and Ripple are working on something massive behind the scenes. And I'm pretty sure there's a really strong NDA in place there as well. You got to remember, Ripple is aligned with the elites. BlackRock aligned with the elites. They were just at Davos together. Larry Fink is the co-chair of the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum sees XRP as the future and RippleNet technology as the future as well. So I don't know if we're going to ever see a BlackRock spot XRP ETF. Now, if that happens, you could absolutely expect a spike on the price of XRP. But if I had to give it some sort of chance of getting there, I would say maybe 35% chance that BlackRock files for a spot XRP ETF. And I'm not even confident in that prediction at all. Possible XRP price at $1 trillion market cap and potential timeline. So here's the key points. XRP's potential to reach a $1 trillion market cap, and they're citing XRP ETFs. Then they also talk about the circulating supply, and the price would be approximately $16.47 per token if that was to happen. The projected timeline points between 2027 and 2030. Again, this is something I think is going to happen way sooner. It could happen in 2026. People are still pointing at market cap and saying XRP is never going to this price because of the circulating supply and the market cap. We are holding a utility-driven cryptocurrency. Utility matters. Market cap doesn't. Wait until XRP goes live on all those Ripple rails. You think the price is going to stop at $16? Absolutely not. 3 digits might not even be the stopping point for XRP. This 400-day long rectangular reaccumulation phase might just lead up to the most aggressive rally XRP has seen in over 7 to 8 years. Defend reaccumulation support to activate this expansion journey. Everybody's trying to count the days in between the runs, and they're trying to come up with a timeline on when we see XRP break out. But this accumulation phase, what it tells me is this: it is due for a massive run-up. And it's going to happen way before the summer. I think we're most likely going to start to see XRP and the rest of the market start pushing upward even before the end of January. I think going into February, it might be a little bit dicey depending on what happens with gold and silver. But if gold and silver start to really dump out, then it's go time. Then we all get rich together. That's the way I look at it. But right now, you look at XRP, and I get it. It's frustrating watching this all throughout the day, wondering, is it going to move up in price? As long as we keep setting higher lows, we will start to see the price of XRP appreciate. But again, it all comes down to gold and Bitcoin because we are still following Bitcoin. Once we decouple from Bitcoin, then the gloves are off. Then all of a sudden we could start talking about where's XRP going from here? You know, where's the top for XRP? But here's the thing, when we decouple, it's going to be because of utility and use case. And that's why I think we're headed into a utility run. Not a super cycle, but a utility run. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.